the late game you can abuse these sort of close air positions, it becomes relatively close air as the map is split. And so things like drops, things like air harass, and he even did a lot of nuke drops, in fact. That shit's going to work out well for you once you've split it. These two chokes can be well defended with planetaries, turrets, kind of keeping your Viking cloud in the middle. That way you can bounce back and forth and react to hive techs like semi-immobility. But in terms of the early game, anything can really work here. And I'm interested to see what Villa busts out, as he does have a gasp before expanding and is rallying his first Marine outside. Fitzy, of course, following his hatch first ways. His pool's about to finish and he'll likely add a bunch of queens.
Is this gonna be Reactor Hellion? I haven't seen like Reactor Hellion off one base in a long time.
So someone just typed in chat, how exactly do I get myself into the next showdown? You can check out the Team Liquid thread if you just type Space Whales Showdown into Google. It'll link you to the thread probably. I'm pretty sure like 99%. And then you can see like application format. I don't have the date established yet, but anyone who applies, I enter into a database. I try. I'm pretty sure I contact at least like 95% of anyone who emails me. And yeah, man, if like that's how Eifer was in here. He just made it to the semifinals. He was just watching or his friend was playing it, and he just messaged me before time. I let him know the date, and we set it up. So yeah, Masters and Grandmasters players, North American server, and you have to be like living in North America or continental America, I guess. So yeah, it is Reactor Hellion, but I think Fitzy's gonna be equipped for this with a few spines and or one spine rather only, but still two queens. It was not. Just type it into Team Liquid then. Type in Space Whales Showdown. I swear it's the top thing. Maybe it's just because maybe Google like learns that I just go to that website 1,000 times a week, and so it automatically puts it there for me. I don't know. That shit's creepy. But
It's tough for me too.
oh really? Okay, well
Yeah.
then you're officially a hooker, likely of African descent.
Well, it looks like Avila is gonna be going two,
Double reactor Hellion.
yeah.
Uh,
It's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
this is a build kind of meant to catch your opponent off guard. I mean, last game he tried for something similar, um, but with one reactor factory, one with a tech lab to get blue flame. This time he's gonna have a lot more Hellions, but they're not gonna have blue flame. So they're gonna be a bit worse against Lings, but he's gonna have more of them, so he'll be able to break down spine crawlers, maybe kill some queens if he gets enough, and kill drones a little bit easier.
He's also gonna be hitting like a significant amount earlier, so
Yeah.
link speed's not gonna be anywhere close to being done. If we know Fitzy, and I mean, even if he started right now, it wouldn't be done in time to
Yeah.
defend what's coming.
I mean, Fitzy probably won't start it until his hive is near done.
Yeah, but I mean, this map, the choke at the natural is it's pretty easy to defend. He's able to block it off here with 3 queens in the spine. Oh, there's a little opening here. See if the Hellions pick up on that.
Well, he's still got I think 5 more. Yeah, 5 more back at his main. 2 more just spawned. He's probably gonna reunite with those enforcements before running in there.
Yeah, this could be pretty devastating.
Yeah,
2 more
he's
spawns going up.
faking. He's faking as though he just has 4 Hellions and he's trying to deny creep. But I think Fitzy might be tipped off to it by the fact
Hold
that
on, hold
Avilo
on.
was playing
Oh boy.
a little too passive with them. And he's like, I know you're up to something, so he throws down 2 more spines.
There
And
are a
here are
lot of
all the
SCVs
SCVs.
moving across the map right now. These Hellions, Hellion SCV all in.
With a
Another
few Marines.
crazy.
I've played against this a few times, but there are a few different variants of it. This is one of them. The more common one is a single reactor factory plus a barracks or two to get a few more Marines. Um,
Yeah,
obviously spines are going to help immensely, but Um, SCVs are pretty decent at tanking spines.
These spawns are getting transfused though, and not
Yeah.
even one of them has gone down yet, but they are going to start
No,
to go up.
now they're going down,
Yeah.
dropping pretty quickly. That the transfuse is gone, and yeah, this push is really hard to hold without a roach war, and
Look at the
Fitzy's
spines.
Holy
trying to
shit.
throw up like a bunch of spines in his main, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh, they're lined
Um,
up. Is he just leaving? Okay, he's going to the
and
net. He's returning his SCVs back home to mine. I think
he's
a wise
returning his
choice.
SCVs. He'll probably get all the drones from the Nat. Um, possibly be able to kill the Nat. He should not go back up into the
Yeah,
main
I think he
though.
should have seen those spines in
Um,
production.
Not good.
I guess he knows Fitzy's not going to be able to attack him for a while, so trading his army for economy is a decent choice. But now these Hellions are just going to be trapped.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, Fitzy, he's in a lot of trouble here. 20 workers, 26. He has almost no tech to speak of, really. Just a couple evolution chambers. He does have 1-1, but that's not going to be that helpful in this situation.
Oh, a bunch of lings could get in here. Oh, Villo finishes the wall off, though.
Yeah, he is going to lose quite a bit more on his way out, and all the Hellions on his way out. Fitzy again going for infestors.
I think he's going to fully
Uh,
wall off with spine crawlers here and just get the infestors safely on 2 bases.
Yeah. I would have actually really liked to see him go mutas here. One, because I think they're pretty good on this map. And the second reason is that Avilo lost all of his Marines with the push and he pulled his SCVs for a while. So Fitzy knows there's not going to be an eBay at home and he's not going to be throwing down more barracks anytime soon. So he's going to be pretty light on anti-air and just a few mutas would have really wreaked havoc. But um, Fitzy's pretty good with infestors too, so I respect that choice also.
I don't think he's really far behind necessarily. Uh, Looking at the worker count, it's pretty even. The
But
third
I
is
don't
similar
think
timings as well.
I didn't say I thought Avila was behind.
I know, I
I
know.
said
I wasn't saying
he.
that to argue.
Okay,
I just
I
mean
meant
because
in
it looks
terms
like a
of
lot of his shit died. So
Oh yeah.
I was just like bringing up the unit tab and shit. But there's a spire now, and the hive's half done.
Yeah,
Yeah, Karen definitely put a
yeah,
lot into that.
yeah.
Third coming up right now for the Terran. He'll probably won't take it right away, though. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It looks like the third for Fitzy might get denied by these Hellions, but spine burrowing. Um,
Is he really going to try to go for it?
yeah, and these queens are actually just gonna chase the Hellions back.
Or
Um,
just kill them.
yeah,
Yeah, Villa not microing those Hellions.
yeah. I don't think he should stand and fight there.
I think he's gonna get
Oh, Blink's
trapped.
coming in. Oh, wow. Really nice timing on those links.
Pulls them back
Yeah,
to avoid the
good
major
link
damage.
flank.
Yeah, and he's got a tumor moving up into the bottom high ground, and another active tumor just taking the Zelnaga watchtower with that Zergling. So he, Avillo immediately starts the fourth. He's got a lot of gas built up. He has pumped out 2 Thors. I guess that's because of the inherent vulnerability to mutas. But I don't think he's added a starport yet, and nor an... Oh yeah, he doesn't... Okay, yeah. He doesn't have very many upgrades, just the one attack.
Just as you say that, he starts to attack.
Yeah, and these... the Greater Spire has begun.
Yeah. Yeah, and a really good scan. Sees what the hive has done. Doesn't see the greater spire, but he can assume it's morphine. So we're probably gonna see Avillo move out pretty soon.
Contaminate being used in the
Maybe just
base
wait
of
until
Villa.
the next door hatches.
So more active creep spread going on the bottom right. The third is healthily saturated. He's starting to spend his gas now. He's Blue Flame's about to finish. Um, Thor's, of course, being pumped out. That +2 attack upgrade. More Hellions coming down to see what Fitzy's up to. Could discover this fourth in the bottom left. And there's not too much in the form of aggression coming from Fitzy. Obviously, just getting the Brood Lords and adding his ground attacks. Or upgrades, rather.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good map for Fitzy style, I think. I think he'll be like really hard to break in these little narrow chokes moving into the um into his area of the map. And also it's just so easy to like park your Broodlord army in there. You don't have to worry about your opponent like circumventing them or abusing the immobility
Yeah. I honestly
as
feel like
much.
we're about to have a 40-minute game. Where, because Avila's moving over to take his fourth. He does have a pretty hefty
Yeah.
supply lead, so he's secure. Fitzy doesn't have the means to be aggressive, and I don't think Avila's really going to want to attack into this like mile of creep and push as this hive is already completed and there's going to be broodlords out anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, he saw the hive finish a while ago, so he knew that if he was trying to do a pre-hive timing, he had to go then. And he missed his pre-hive timing, which isn't necessarily the wrong way to play, but it means he can't be attacking right now without Vikings.
He does have ghost upgrade on the way, and the two Raven, the reactor, the seeker missiles. So transitioning into Terran's late game forms of area of effect,
Yeah.
being nukes and seeker missiles. Pretty nice sensor tower placement, covers both chokes that in which ground units may enter.
Hellions moving out to clear off a bit of creep in the middle of the map.
Yeah. Well, we might see some destructing of more animate things sometime soon. Right now, this looks like I don't know, like landscaping. They're
Yeah.
having like a landscaping war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as Terran landscaping is pretty important. Uh, it's good to preserve the value of your real estate. Because when it's covered in creep, obviously the value greatly decreases. So you're never going to be able to sell the map if it's completely covered in creep.
Yeah. So then, what's the point of winning and gaining control if your conversion on that newly conquered property is non-existent? +3 attack on the way for the vehicle weapons of Avilo. I assume he'll be adding a second armory soon to buffer up his air or armor. But for now, there's a defensive planetary, some ravens being rallied along with Vikings, getting ready to deal with the potential broodlord aggression that comes from Fitzy. These guys are just macroing up a storm though, these two games, and I mean, what's the kind of thing in this situation that forces one player to engage the other?
Often a max will make someone feel like, oh, I maxed, I should attack, which is a decent rule of thumb, right? Because you don't really get stronger once you're maxed.
It's
As
true.
long as long as you take into account that there are situations where attacking can lead to a bad situation for you afterwards.
Avila is pumping out ghosts this game, so he I think he's starting to get a better understanding of Fitzy style and things that might work well against it,
Yeah, one
or
thing that's oh,
at least trying some new stuff out because he knows last game his standard build did not work out too well.
yeah, one thing that's viable in the Terran late game is recycling supply and harass like drops and nukes and stuff, and trying to like incapacitate the Zerg's economy such that if you make one final engagement, they can't tech switch after. So you can kind of force a Zerg to go all in if you keep denying their extra expansions and taking care of their drone count. They'll eventually have one super army that will push into you, but if you hold that off, then they can't really make something that's going to be cost effective in a giant wave that lots of Terrans typically complain about.
These queens are pushing up, redeveloping the creep spread here that Avila was trying to deny.
Yeah, it turns out when you have 16 queens, losing tumors is not the biggest deal in the world because you can just go lay 20 more right away.
They're calling you bias.